all the attention should be on the pitching staff. 3 straight games of not scoring a run is overshadowing the fact that this pitching staff just went 3 straight games of holding an opponent, 2 different opponents, to 1 run. I think that you're going to win a lot of games if your pitching staff could do that. But it sounds weird saying that because they just did it 3 straight times and lost 3 straight games. So I understand that people are a little hesitant to dive in and be complimentary of that. And that's fair. But at the same time, for me, I'm not going to panic. I think that if the rotation was average and the bullpen was just okay and the offense isn't scoring runs, then I would be in full-on panic because then I think that this team is just absolutely atrocious. Then I just think that they have so many holes. But the fact that they're a top 5 pitching, they have a top 5 pitching staff in baseball, and obviously in the infancy stages of this, I think they're going to be in position to win a lot of games as long as they're continuing to get this type of production. I'm not even expecting that they hold teams to only 1 run a game moving forward. But again, if you're getting your rotation to at least pitch into that 6th, 7th inning consistently, keeping that bullpen fresh, they're going to have you in position to win a lot of games. The thing is, as bad as the Reds are, the Cubs lead the league in runs per game at about 6.5 runs per game. We're not even asking the Reds to do that. You cut that in half, you've won 3 straight games. You've won 3 straight games at this point, and we'd still be talking about the flaws offensively, no doubt about it. But the bottom line is, moving forward, I think we can still expect this pitching staff to be top-notch. Moving forward, I think we could not expect to see Elly De La Cruz and McLean be this bad. Even if you get half of their production for the first couple games of the season, they've won 3 straight. Like it's I don't think it's as doomsday as everyone is saying. It's just a kick in the groin to have this type of record be set so early in the season to set the tone. We talked about the importance of getting off to a hot start in the early stages of March and April, set the tone for the year so you're not digging yourself out of a hole. You're 2-5. You're not in a hole yet, but you don't want to become 5, 6, 7, 8 games under 500. And then trying to dig yourself out from that. Then that becomes problematic for this team that's trying to get healthy and figure some stuff out. I'm just not as down on this. I find this entertaining. I just find this funny. At a certain point, it's not going to be funny anymore. I'm just not hitting the panic button yet. If the Reds were getting, beat up on 7-0, 6-0, 4-0 in 3 straight games, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But they're too good pitching-wise for me to hit the panic button as of now, especially so early into the season.
That's the thing as much as everyone is saying, well, we were right about the outfield, the optimists were right about the pitching staff. So it does put you in a spot where you're going to be in the mix to win all these games. And we've played 3 straight historically bad games offensively.
Yeah.
And we've been alive at the 27th out. So, the fact that in the worst stretch that we can have offensively probably this year, then, I don't understand, necessarily why it would be the end of the world, but I do also think it's hard to watch this happen with no reinforcements really on the way and think there's going to be some kind of massive change. I do think it's kind of funny how everyone, everyone around here is saying, like, the pitching staff is going to have to carry us all the way through, but they can be the best pitching staff in baseball and will still lose. So I guess I don't understand why there's still optimism that this team will figure it out. Because we've seen 3 straight games them get it to exactly the type of game they have to play to win, and they haven't been able to win.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and give you a ton of positivity. Here's one I will give you. From Bryce Spalding, the 2013 Indians started 5-10. Tito's first 15 games before going on and winning 92 games. Got shut out twice and held to 3 or less runs in 10 out of those 15 games to start that season. This isn't something new for the coaching staff or for Terry Francona. If you want to take that as a positive, take that as a positive. The Reds lineup, I'd argue, isn't maybe a 92 win team, but to each their own. Maybe they're able to win 90, and I just don't know anything. So that's a very real possibility.
All right.
As far as what the answers are going to be, and as far as what Justin kind of brought up last segment. Nobody's talking about, Ellie's not doing enough, Matt's not doing enough. We're talking about that they have to do more. Whatever you think they have to do more because the rest of the lineup doesn't contribute at all. So that's what you're saying. And I think that's a fair point. Nobody in this room right now is bashing on Elly De La Cruz. Nobody's bashing on Matt McLean. All we're saying is if you want this team to win games, they're going to have to start going 4 for 5 in a night. They're going to have to hit a home run every night, a double every night, a triple every night. They're going to have to contribute in ways beyond our expectations because the rest of the lineup we know is not capable of it.
Right.
Jake Fraley shouldn't be on this team right now. Shouldn't be on the team.
How many teams would he be on?
Very little. TJ Friedel, Jacob showed me this stat, and I saw it again last night. His sprint speed is like 0.
He's running like a catcher.
We have Spencer
Metro
Steer, who
leadoff guy.
again, and we have to keep making the point about Spencer Steer, a guy who I actually really, really like. Maybe the only guy who really, really likes him, as far as I know in this office. He should be nowhere near a baseball diamond. Should be nowhere near it. But the Reds have to have him because there's no other better options. Which leads me to my next point. There are a couple better options. I was not a Noelvi Marte guy coming into this year. He had broken my trust. He didn't play good last season. He didn't play good in winter ball, didn't play good in the spring. Well, he's playing good right now, and to be quite honest, that's all I need to see. He's hitting .417 with a .480 slug, a 1.1 OPS. Noelvi Marte, welcome to the big leagues. You're coming back. Because there's no reason, none, for Jacob Hurtubise and Blake Dunn to be occupying roster spots. No reason for Spencer Steer to be occupying roster spots when we got guys down in AAA hitting .400. Will Benson, another guy who I didn't have a lot of hope coming in this season. I predicted he'd be to start the year in AAA. I expected he probably wouldn't be on the big leagues a ton. Wrong. He's hitting .400 down in Louisville. .407 OBP, a 1.13 OPS. Will Benson, I will drive Will Benson to Milwaukee. We'll take a group trip, and we'll pick up whoever in Louisville wants to play. Whoever's hitting above 300 in Louisville, come with us. We're going to the bigs. And that's what we'll do. We'll pick them up, and we'll drive them to Milwaukee. There is no reason, and I get Jacob's point. Oh, well, you don't do spring training and then send everybody down a week later.
That's not my point. I just think that's what's going to happen.
No, and by the way, that's a realistic point. That's a fair point. But we are too far. We are too far into losing 3 straight 1-0 games to not have immediate answers ready and available. Will Benson needs to be on the first flight to Milwaukee now. Now. There is no reason for these guys not to be up, and we continue to sit here and act like our lineup, who, by the way, is hitting, I believe, 100? 100 in the last 3 games? You cannot let that happen. And we can sit here and say it's going to get better. The sun will come out tomorrow. It's going to get better, guys. It's only a slump. No team's ever gone on an offensive slump before. No, literally no team has ever done it. No, 6 teams. What was the one team I said? I don't even know. What was the name of it? I'm going to go back and look at the one team that I said. Because
St. Louis Bass or something?
There was the 1908 Brooklyn Super Bass.
Yeah.
You've got company.
No team goes on offensive slump. The 1908 Brooklyn Super Bass. They joined the 2025 Cincinnati Reds as 2 of the 6 teams to ever go on this type of slump. And people want to tell me you're not worried? The 1908 Brooklyn Super Bass, if that's even what they're called. Yeah, I'm freaking out. I'm a little worried. It's okay to hit a panic button when something that's never been done before happens. The season isn't over. But my God, if you're not worried, you're living under a rock.
I don't know how the people saying the season is over are the crazy ones. That seems to me like a much more logical take than the people saying 3 straight 1-0 losses, we're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can watch this team so far this season, much less over the last 20-plus years, and think that we're going to be fine. They've never been fine.
Yeah.
And right now, it's worse than it's ever been in a 3-game stretch. So, yeah, I'm not all sunshine and rainbows about the 2025 Reds. I don't think it's going to be fine. There's going to have to be some serious changes to get back in the mix. So we'll see what happens, but we're gonna need something to change pretty drastically if everything's going to be fine.